I forgot what channel it was dropped on. Was it the community channel or back on Fig? But basically, AD, Duno, Gina, Worm, Six, and a couple other people as well. I don't know.
Cool. I think Barbie.
I don't remember exactly everyone who went, but they all went to 17th Door that Riley and I have gone to 3 times already. And we didn't go this year, unfortunately. We didn't go last year either, unfortunately. But
there's still time to go.
That's true. Maybe we should do it. But dude, I'm kind of glad they did that.
Me too. It was a good vlog.
Yeah, it was really funny.
And it showed us what's going down there now. It's huge. They moved locations and
it's way different.
They have like a whole reality show thing that they've been filming, and Yuriy and I watched like one of their episodes where they were constructing the rooms, and it was crazy. That place is
it already was like really big, but now it's like even larger and shit like that. The old 17th Door used to be basically in the back of a 99 cents. There was like a giant 99 cents. It was like a Korean barbecue spot that smelled really good. And then there was a giant line that went to the back of the 99 cents, and there was the original 17th Door. And we've talked about it before. We're like, so many times. Yeah, so many times. We're right. We went with Vel, we went with Lucha, and when we went with Vel, it was like one of the worst times where we went with them twice, right? But one of the times we
only went twice.
Oh, really?
We only went with Vel, and then we went with Lucha.
No, I thought we went.
Oh yeah, and my sister.
Yes,
exactly. No, that was with Lucha.
That was? Oh, okay. Too. But the time we went with Vel was like probably the worst experience, as in like it was fun with Vel, but at the last door, the 17th Door was, we talked about this before, it was like a tight tunnel that you're supposed to crawl through, and then they close the tunnel on both ends, and then the tunnel starts submerging underwater while the top of the tunnel is compressing you, so it kind of basically drowns you. You get completely covered in water and shit. It was crazy. Like we were all screaming, "Mercy, help us!" and like nothing fucking helped. But It's like so interesting seeing people subject themselves to that shit, because it really brings out like a whole other side to you that you're not gonna see, you know.
The whole time you're like, and your heart's like racing, the adrenaline's like pumping, because they're like moving you out in and out so fast of these rooms, and like you can't have time to like even like think about it,
understand what's happening sometimes. Yeah.
And then you're just like, what the fuck is this one gonna be? Because the last one was fucking scary.
They always change it up too. There's like some rooms that they are new, some rooms like they'll switch depending on like what year it's is happening, whatever it is. Like we went one with the water room, one where it was like a bunch of tight tunnels.
Yeah, it was like the tunnels kept getting smaller as you,
and it was too dark to see where you're going. And Riley and I got lost. Like I lost Riley at one point. I was by myself, like freaking out and shit. But one of the rooms that they have like that's a reoccurring room is the bug room, where you walk in, there's these cockroaches and all these other little insects and shit, and they will be holding like dead insects in front of you, and they'll even be throwing live insects on you and even dead insects on you. We went with Riley's sister, and Riley's sister said that when she came home, she had dead bugs in her hair.
She had in her hoodie. She had like a cockroach in her hoodie.
And I was like thinking, it'll be fun. Like I wonder if anyone there like went home like and checked their clothes when they got home, was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
Gina did not seem like she was fucking with that at all.
I knew she would hate it.
She's like, I'm never fucking doing this again.
When I explained it to her about the water room, she was like, what? Like she was tripping. She's like, why would you do that? That's crazy. But they added a new like thing where you could do like a field trip, and they take you in a van and stuff. And
I think that they had that option before.
Yeah, I think they started it last year, but we didn't, or the year before, and we didn't do it though.
Oh. But that shit seemed pretty interesting as well, where like it's like a whole
fun.
experience.
It felt like a movie.
Because 17th Door is like you're in jail, so I guess that thing is like the pre of how you got to jail. Because they're like buying drugs or something like that, and I think they got caught. But no, that shit was really interesting. But what's funny is I remember a long ass time ago, like a year ago or 2 years ago, when we all used to work at that older company, I had brought up this idea, and I was telling everyone about it, and I was showing them videos. Everyone's like, nah, that shit's way too crazy. It is pretty crazy, but like once you get through it, you realize it's pretty fun. You know?
It's like safe enough. I don't know. The one with the latex looks crazy.
That one seemed crazy.
That looks like it's not like it should be a thing. But I thought the drowning one was pretty crazy too.
Guys, I'm not sure if you could see in the video too well or not, but basically there's a room where there's like a giant latex sheet that goes over everyone, and everyone's kind of like standing against this like air hockey table that has all these holes in it, and it starts sucking the air out, and the latex like forms to your face, and you basically can't breathe for like 17 seconds, it says. And Gina said like she had like put her hands like this with her mouth, and she made herself a little air pocket so she could breathe. But you saw Duno?
Yeah, that was so funny.
That shit like molded to Duno's face, and he was like like freaking out. It was so funny.
I was like,
bro.
I couldn't breathe more than.
And also the last room that they have here, it's kind of okay. So one of my favorite experiences with 17th door was the last room. Was like you go inside this like tiny little closet, you could barely even fit in there, and I was not fucking with it because I'm like claustrophobic, and I'm always worried like, what if the shit locks and the lock jams, like the fire department has to break me out. I'm a freak out, like, you know, so I always like kind of freak out in that shit. But anyways, you get in this locker, the locker starts going back. So you start laying down all of a sudden, and then the back of the locker just opens up, and you fall into a giant ball pit, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on?" That shit was super cool. Mm-hmm. But I guess for their experience, like you walk into a room, and it's like they're like celebrate that you just finished the last door, like go for it, and then everyone's like partying, I guess, and then the whole room starts filling up with balls.
I'm not gonna lie, that would freak me out.
I know.
I would be like, I can't breathe.
Cause like, yeah, can you breathe under all those balls?
And it's a small room, and it's like loud as hell, and it's like strobe lights going on.
And there's like 8 people in there as well. But what's funny is like at the end, once like they're done suffocating them, I guess they like the balls start draining out from the bottom, and one of the first people you see is Duno, and he's like, oh, like
he's like swimming out.
Yeah, he's like barely keeping his neck over the balls, and he's just like, oh. Bro, that shit was so funny.
That was a good vlog.
You see, that would be such a cool experience, like being in a room that fills up. You know what that's like is that
we had that, the balloon shit.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's kind of like that Harry Potter scene. Remember when they go inside the vault and they touch the cup, the golden cup, and then it starts multiplying, and the whole room starts fucking being filled up with cups. Yeah, exactly. And they're gonna die and shit.
That's exactly what it was. I was like, oh fuck, it's really getting up there.
That would be sick if they did that. If it was like the Harry Potter room where they're like, don't touch the ball. Someone touches it and like, pop, pop, pop,
I'm
pop,
sure
pop.
that's what they were inspired by.
But either way, go to the 17th door. I would definitely do it. It's a cool experience. I can't believe 6 let them do the 17 in his head. They shaved it in his head, on the side of his head. They tried to do that shit to me. I
don't think I could do the latex one.
They were so nice to 6 about it. Like, I saw the dude going like, oh, is it okay if I do it right here? When I went, the dude's like, it's you. We're gonna shave your head. I was like, no, stop. I was like, he's like, you're not go. He's like, you guys aren't moving on to the next door until I shave someone's head. It's your head. I'm like, no. I was like, and at one point I was like, I guess, but then I was like, no, what am I giving up for? I'm like, no, you're not gonna shave. And then finally they like let us go, but he was damn near forcing me to shave my head. Yeah, I was about to do that shit.
That was fun though. I want to try the field trip for sure.
Yeah. You know what's funny too is that remember when we had that experience, it was like a year or 2 ago. The next day, Riley and I went to go get breakfast somewhere, and it was like in Hollywood, and we parked the car like a block or 2 away from the restaurant. Like we're walking towards the restaurant, and up ahead we see another couple, and the dude in the couple has a giant 17 in the back of his head. And then as we walked past them, I was like, yo, did you guys go to the 17th door yesterday? They're like, yeah, we did. We're like, yeah, we did too.
They're like, that was so crazy.
That was such a funny coincidence.